All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at tzla.club. It is Sunday, 9/28/25, and the gift that keeps giving, Jeff Berwick, Canadian scumbag du jour, extraordinaire, the biggest piece of shit to ever walk the planet. No, he's not that bad, isn't he? I'm a big fan of his, actually. I think he's a great dude, and he's he's repented, and now he's doing the work, and he's connecting to source. And he still steals money from people, but hey, what are you going to do? tzla.club sells, uh, fluorescent light bulbs connected to a toolbox that you buy at Home Depot. But it's all good, man. It's all good. It cures everything. Everything it cures. His buddy Max Egan was down for the count for 2 weeks. He uses it constantly. On a daily basis, he's on his Tesla machine. For whatever reason, it didn't work too good. I don't know about something that fixes everything that you got to use for 20 minutes a day and pumps out tons of like EMF, electromagnetic frequencies and dangerous radiation. Because if you don't know, those CFL light bulbs are. Let's see if I got one here. Yeah, I do. This is true. See, I have a Tesla machine right here. Let's take the lampshade off. Let me show you. There it is. Now, these light bulbs are compact fluorescent light bulbs, and they're filled with mercury and argon gas. But the guts of them in here, little electronics, and they're smart light bulbs. They will connect if you have a smart meter on your house. They'll sync up with your smart meter, and then they can actually use this to, believe it or not, I've seen the videos that they'll tell if somebody's in the house and where approximately they are in your house, how much energy you're using, uh, exactly what that relates to, and if you're growing marijuana, if you're using grow lights, and how much water is being used in your house, everything. They got it all down. But anyway, Jeff Berwick sells these. It's a Tesla machine, and it's plasma energy comes out of there. What the plasma energy thing does, all it does is he has a power accelerator that just pushes more power into this thing than it normally would accept. And it makes a noise. It goes zzz, and he charges $12,000 for it. 12,000, and it cures everything. And people believe him, and they buy it. And he's made millions of dollars off of it. So kudos to him, man. Kudos to him. I just did a video about him and the guy in Texas. Anyway, here's his latest video. But this guy right here. Oops. Fuck. So as far as the chart, bear with me. Oh, he was on Deanna Lorraine. All right, it is Sunday morning, 6 a.m. Shots fired. 9/28/25. You don't know these podcasters. If you go on their show and they have a pretty good following, you actually have to pay them uh, a certain amount of money to be featured on their show. So that's all he does here is try and it's just a sales pitch. It's not like he's so interesting that they got to have him on. Um, Here's one of his customers. In order to get a passport in another country, which is, according to this guy, is a good thing to have. This is one of his customers that he scammed $30,000 off of, trimmed off of. And what's really adds insult to injury is that this guy is a really nice guy in Texas, and Jeff Berwick was in town on a speaking tour, and this guy offered to put him up for a night or two, and Jeff stayed with them. That's what a nice people are like trust the guy, and he just like fucks them over. So this guy puts him up for the night, gives him 30 grand to help him with a to get a Paraguayan passport. And it's not really the passport that's tough to get. It's the residency card. Apparently, you have to live somewhere for 5 years in Mexico, or like what Jeff Berwick did, since he's a homosexual guy. He's running all these scams, and he knew he couldn't go back to Canada or the United States because, like this guy will tell you that the Federal Trade Commission would arrest him immediately as soon as someone filed suit on him, and which was like hundreds of people out there wanting to do. Um, so he knew he needed to stay in Mexico, and in order to do that, he would have to get a residency card, or you have to marry somebody, a Mexican, and that's basically what he did. He found a girl. If you've ever been to Mexico and like one of these towns like Tijuana, Ensenada, Baja, whatever, and the girls that hang out in the bars down there, you know what they're doing. Okay, buy me a drink type girls. And so he found one of those and married her. So because he is a homosexual guy, which is fine. Good for you. Do what you want. Just keep it clean out there. Oh man. And so he had to marry a Mexican woman, and which she had 2 kids. And you just go, why? Why would you do that? So it was like a spur of the moment, like buzzer beater. Grab a girl out of a bar, a Mexican girl, and say, "Hey, let's get married." All right. So now he can stay in Mexico and run his scams. And if you wanted, if you're listening to this, speaking of Jeff's wife, I don't know her name, but you could take him for everything he's got if you wanted to. And why not? He's probably just about done. Kick him out of the house. To have anyway 2 passports. To get one in either Mexico or Paraguay, where he was trying to get him and his family one. He's like a prepper type dude, and you know, anybody that listens to Jeff Berwick, how he lures people in, tells them what they want to hear with all these kinds of things. Basically, his tagline is "thriving during the collapse" or something. But he's saying, "Look, you got to get out of America because the dollar's going to collapse. I always do this, and everything's going to hell." What was I going to say? Bear with me. I haven't done one of these in a while. Oh, I was going to look at something. Okay, there I am. All right, so you can see the guy. They didn't sell the actual passports, and the passport scam is an old scam. A lot of people. I got rooked.
Some people asked me to post a video explaining my situation. I'll do it very briefly. Me, my wife, my brother, sister, and mother hired Jeff to get second passports. I had a natural attraction toward him because we believed the same things, and I was impressed with his writing and how he articulated his thoughts on his views of the world. And I thought he was someone that should be admired and for expressing those views the way he did and still does. However, he takes that when he knows he's creating the goodwill among other people of like minds, and he uses it. And he uses it to his advantage, which is not necessarily bad if he was doing what he said he was going to do, but he does not. He just takes your money, and he's a total scam artist and thief. We went to Paris.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's why if you buy one of his Tesla machines, what the hell happened? Oops, fuck. If you, where am I? If you buy one of his Tesla machines, you'll notice that you have to send a bank wire. I don't think they take PayPal or anything like that anymore, because with a credit card or something like that, you could ask for your money back, and so they don't do that. You have to either use Monero, which nobody's going to do. Who knows how to use Monero nowadays? Maybe rarely somebody might. It's tricky, but so you have to send a bank wire, to like some offshore bank in the Cayman Islands or some shit. And this guy told me, because I'm doing these YouTube videos on my YouTube, and he commented that it actually cost him, the machine itself is 11 grand, but it costs for the shipping and handling almost another grand. And then for the bank wire funds, it's another grand. So you're up to like 13 grand now. It costs a grand to do a wire transfer of that amount of money. And like it takes a week or two, or I don't know. You go to this offshore Cayman Islands fucking banking, numbered bank, Swiss bank account he's got set up down there. So you're never, ever, ever getting your money back. Once he gets the money, it's like, boom, okay, now you're in the club. You can go to our Telegram club, and it's beautiful and it's fantastic. There's all these nurturing, healing, loving, beautiful people in there. And as soon as you come in, they wrap their arms around you and they tell you they love you and they hug you and you explain to them what your problem is. And we're all working together as a team to heal the world with this plasma energy. It's so fantastic. Man, can you imagine? So anyway, let's get back to this guy real quick.
Paraguay. That's where we were getting our citizenship, our residency and citizenship. Went through the process of all the documentations and all this stuff with a couple of his people down there that were semi-professional, on the verge of shady. So we were a little concerned from the get-go. And then afterwards, we got no response from his people down there. His associate, Chris Martin, stopped answering emails. After Jeff reassured me several times personally on the phone and through email, all communication stopped. There was no other communication, and he had our money, and he did not care any longer. So that's really it in a nutshell. And if any of you are contemplating that, I would advise finding somebody that's an actual attorney or some type of really professional service other than Jeff Berwick. I have met him several times. He actually stayed at my house once, and I thought we were friends. Not friends, but acquainted enough to where I felt comfortable utilizing his service, and I was wrong. And so I hope that this message gets to some of you before you waste money on him, because it's a shame whenever you could utilize those funds to do something else. And there's really nothing you can do. It's $30,000 we lost, and it's a shame, but we're not going to go spend another $30,000 on attorneys in Mexico, another 30 to 50 grand on attorneys in the United States, try to get the State Department to extradite him here, and which is not going to happen. I mean, it'll take years and years, and just a huge gamble. So it's just $30,000 gone because there's no recourse. It'd be different if he was in the United States. We could go after him, but since he's in another country, it makes it exponentially more difficult. And he knows that, and of course he uses that to his advantage. So the only thing we can do is just put out a warning. And I'm happy to answer anybody's calls. I get calls probably once every month or so about people asking me of my experience, because I posted it on Ripoff Report or whatever it is, those places you can post these type things online, trying to warn people. Because getting a second passport is a very good idea, and I highly recommend people working toward that end, but just not through his service. It's a scam. So feel free to call me if you ever want to discuss it, or email me. It's super easy. Kevin_Schmidt@me.com, and my personal cell phone number is 318-402-1811. And I hope.
There you have it. Yeah, he's okay. So anyway, here's his latest video today. And I've seen this chick before, Miriam Hanine. She's 2 years ago. I saw her on that fucking guy's name. Fuck, can't think of it. Jim Fetzer. Jim Fetzer does like a little round table podcast on some kind of a radio station or something.
Synthetic, as we're nanoforming the earth. And so this bifurcation is really, in my opinion.
And this is where Jeff Berwick has gone. He's gone from the dollar vigilante crypto bullshit scams and real estate scams and passport scams. And now he's into like the holistic, connecting to source, upping your energy, this type of scam. And keep in mind too that you have to pay to come on and talk to these people, these podcasters. I think, like, you have to kick down something. They'll have you on. You can sell your product to their audience, and what you have to understand is these people the world is a business, and these people are making money right now. Jeff's trying to sell something. She's trying to sell something. And the most valuable thing you can give to somebody is your attention. So if you're going to spend an hour and 29 minutes and 18 seconds listening to this bullshit, you should speed it up. 1.5. I cut 20 minutes off of it. But you just have to skip forward.
My subconscious. So welcome. Thank you for joining.
Great to see you, Miriam. That's awesome. You got the brain tap. I just did my brain tap today in my massage chair before I did my plasma bath and my hyperbaric chamber. So that's all the stuff I'm doing. I'm also super glad I wasn't even aware that you had connected quite a bit with Christoph Melchizedek. I've been working with him ever since in Acapulco on myself, and also learning about everything he's doing. And that is.
Well, let me ask you, this is like two people you take health advice from? I don't know. She looks like the Kachita banana lady.
Mind-blowing stuff, and yeah, it's incredibly interesting times. And to me, all of this is all our true man show, just like that show, The Truman Show, right? I think that's basically what this is for all of us. And this is sort of the end point, or getting close to the end point of the video game 3.
You've done Ibogaine?
Yeah, I have. Well before I met Christoph, and actually I did it while I was like quite depressed. It was like
Christoph Melchizedek. I've never even seen this guy, but he's like apparently the new guru du jour. And he's doing the light work. He's connecting to the source, and it's a source connection. What was funny is I was skipping through this, and
go to the government passport stamper guy or whatever. I'm usually Jedi mind controlling them, because they're just robots. So I'll use whatever I need to do to get past them. Sometimes it just means being nice, which actually was really something new to me because I'd never been nice to government people my whole life. And then I was like, hey, why don't I just, I always end up in the back room, and they're like, just keep me there all day and stuff. And
he literally thinks he has Jedi mind control powers because all he does is put out these 2 videos and scam people, and people believe him. What are you gonna do? Thank you. We can get out under control from the Jews, or is that just?
Do you see it?
Just think that we can get out from under control from the Jews, or that it might unravel on its own. Well, I would preface that by saying I'm not under the control of the Jews. Are you? That said, a lot of Western, because what matters is they're doing these operations, and what happens. And actually, it was
program, and that we used to live in the hundreds, and it's because of this, poison, all the poisons that they've.
What I was going to tell, what her deal is she sells coffee enemas. Let me tell you something. Coffee enemas, if you know anybody that knows anything, is probably the worst thing you could do because you have a microbiome in your large intestine, and you do not want to fuck with that any worse than it's probably already been fucked with. And shooting hot caffeine is a drug, and it's like you shouldn't even really drink it. I don't think. I mean, much less.
That's the way I look at it.
So Jim has one more question about the soul trap. Will you go into the light?
Yeah, I've heard about that because David Icke wrote his book.
I'll go into.
Yeah, I think he says don't go into the light. Yeah, so someone asked me that fairly recently, and my off-the-cuff response is, what to do when it happens. Like, I'll just have the feeling, if you don't know about me.
So as I was saying, this is stronger, the organic, the golden roast. And then the way it works is that you.
There you go. Here's her coffee enema. Comes in a bag ready to go. I mean, can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen? That's all you got to do is find something that these health guru people that are always looking for the next thing to feel better.
You hang the bag. It has the tubing, and it comes with an actual carafe, like a French press. Although I don't use a French press. You boil the coffee. You use distilled water. I mean, I'd love. and that I linked Cinco G.
I guess he's off.
Almost every time. You feel so good afterwards. I don't know if it's the mix of the caffeine that's in the liver or just clearing out all the bad stuff or what it is, but it's awesome. I actually did it every single day for at least 5 years, a coffee enema. And then just so you know, I decided, I was like, I wonder if I can still like poo normally, because that's what I would defecate in the morning is with the enema, right? And so I actually stopped. I said, okay, I'm going to go off the enemas for a while and see what happens. And actually it was like a couple of weeks of not great. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great at all. And then after a month or two, I started getting into this normal routine again.
She's going, oh no, don't say that. I sell enema bags, coffee enemas for a living. Look at her face. What a bunch of morons. Coffee enemas are bullshit, people. Look at her face. That's too funny, man. It's like I had coffee enemas every day. And then afterwards, I couldn't shit right for like a month.
And so since then, I mostly just do coffee enemas when I need like a pick-me-up or when I feel a little bad, like maybe I'm feeling like my throat's getting sore or something, which I usually don't get with the Tzla machine. And so I really haven't done many coffee enemas, but I highly recommend them. And the one thing I recommend to people is because I see a lot of people getting really sick with lots of stuff, right? And they'll go, I've got this problem, or it could be their partner or their friend or something. They've got this problem. And I'll be like, well, they should definitely do a coffee enema.
This chick right here is fucking out there. I don't know if she wears her hair like that. It looks pretty weird. He's out there, definitely. He's not looking too good. He's looking like he has a serious vitamin D deficiency or something. Too many coffee butt plugs going up your butt. I'll leave it there. Go to Stop the Pirates, tzla.club.